Hi everyone. In this lesson we're going to be adding some detail to our scene. Now that we have our camera locked into the final position, we only need to model and add detail that will be visible in our view. So the main areas that we need to focus on are these right and left sloping walls, adding in some background assets, adding in some interior assets, and then beveling some of these sharp edges. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is bevel some of these edges. So if we select the edges on the geometry we want to work on, and go up to Edit Mesh, and then go down to Bevel, and then click the little box next to it. And then you can just adjust the width and number of segments to your liking. I think this will work for us. It just needs to be subtle. And then I'm also going to do it to this edge over here. I only want to select these top edges. So with those selected, we'll go to Bevel again. And there we go, that looks good. Next thing I want to do is add some joint lines in the sloping wall over here. So to do that, I'm going to go to Edit Mesh and Insert Edge Loop tool. And then if we just click and add an edge loop anywhere over in here, and then open up your attribute editor and go to this Poly Split Ring tab. And then if we change the split type to multi, we can choose how many divisions we want to have. And I think 4 looks good here. So once we have that, we can add another edge loop just really close to one of these. There we go. And then if we select the faces inside here and extrude, just extrude down a little bit. And that's how we can create our gaps. That looks pretty good. So we'll just do the same thing to all the other divisions in here. Another thing I want to do is I want to cut some stairs into here. So to do that, I'm going to add 2 more edge loops where I want the stairs to go. And then let's just extract this face. I'm also just going to delete the history on everything to make sure everything works properly. So with this face selected, let's add an edge loop to this. And I'm going to do the same thing. Just adjust the number of divisions. And I happen to know 29 is going to work nicely for these stairs. Then we're just going to select every other division. And then if we move them down and back a little bit, there we go. If we want these to be exact, we can turn our snaps on. Make sure in your move settings that you have retain component spacing checked. And then if you move this snap point, you can snap all of the stairs so they're all 90 degrees to each other. So there we go, and then we'll just adjust the normals on here, set it to face. You can see it's kind of still blending together. So if it's doing that, try choosing the set vertex normal and then set to face. There we go. Now there's some nice crisp stairs. So that looks good for the right side. And for this left side, I'm going to do the same things with the divisions, but I also want to add some drainage holes in here. So to do that, I'm going to add some more edge loops. Add one going in this direction. So I'm just going to select this face and extrude this back. Just far enough in so that we can't see it from the camera. So that'll probably work. And then I'm going to extrude these down a little bit. And I'm going to add some more edge loops around here. And I'm just going to extrude these up a little bit. There we go, just something like that. Just add a little bit of detail. Okay, so that pretty much covers it for all the modeling that I want to do. The next thing is to add some assets. And for that, I have a plugin that I like to use called the Sunday Warehouse Browser. So basically this is something that I can start building a library of assets and materials and whatever, basically, just to make it really easy to sort through and add to my scenes. So if this is something you're interested in using, you can find this at 3dg.dk, or just do a Google search for Sunday Pipeline for Maya. And it's a really simple install. It just involves copying some code and pasting into a Python tab and then executing that. So if you want to use this, it's really great. You can start building a library of assets. So for this one, I want to import some of these chairs. And usually I just make sure that I uncheck these two options here and then click import. And there we go, we've got this chair imported into my scene. So I'm going to move this up here somewhere. Let's turn some of this stuff off so we can see. And actually I don't want the footrest, just want the chair. Let's make a couple duplicates of this. And there we go, something like that. Okay, so I'm gonna add a few other assets to the scene and finish up modeling some of these details. And then in the next video, we can look at adding some trees into the background.